Hello all, I'd just like to make a video about false Aspies. Now, the fact of the matter is that there's a lot of people on YouTube who think that they've got Asperger's syndrome, which is related to autism. And I'd like to basically put this into perspective. People with Asperger's syndrome find it very difficult to form meaningful friendships, to read social cues, and a lot of them find it very, very difficult to be in large crowds and whatever. For instance, I couldn't get up on a stage with loads upon loads of people there without having a massive meltdown, nor could I go to parties. Do you know what I mean? But some of these people that claim to have it are flipping well, you know, they've got jobs where they can deal with the public on a big basis. Do you know what I mean? They make virtual eye contact. They've got a reasonable amount of friends. Do you know what I mean? They don't keep things in order like, you know, most people with AS have to keep things in order, you know, things in alphabetical order or whatever, or in a certain chronological order. For instance, with me, I have to catalogue things. You know, I have to catalogue things into, you know, alphabetical order or date order or some kind of order. I have to have my life methodical. Now, my girlfriend asked me what methodical meant. It means that you literally think up plans in your head of how you want to plan things. Now, most NTs, they don't think like an office. Unless they work in an office, their house isn't an office. It doesn't have filing systems. It doesn't have categorizations. It doesn't have anything like that. And most NTs, you know, unless they've worked in admin, everything is higgledy-piggledy. Do you know what I mean? For instance, I'll give you an example, and it really was nerdy, but I was like a young, well, I was about early 20s. I used to label my drawers socks and pants. Do you know what I mean? Socks and pants and t-shirts, because they were labelled just like you get in an office. And I still do that with my paperwork, but I'm not as, you know, bad when it comes to labelling things. Socks, pants, you know, glasses, where they are, you know what I mean? I'm not too bad now. And I used to have these brilliant ideas of keeping loads of different bits of wire around, you know, in case I needed them, and a soldering iron. So like, say if it came to, I need to knock up something, which never happened really, very rarely, but if I needed to knock up something, I had the flux, I had the flipping solder iron, you know, I could knock something up. I mean, these days you can buy the stuff from the pound shop, so it's just not worth it. I mean, these days, what's the point when you can get a SCART lead for £1 or something like that? But at the time, you know what I mean, I used to wire up my own SCART leads and everything. Lack of eye contact. Mannerisms. Reading of facial expressions. Monotone voice, maybe, maybe not. Normally when you're a child. Above average intelligence. You know, but all these criteria, this syndrome, which is made up of a load of disorders, all these criteria come together. They come together, do you know what I mean, to make Asperger's syndrome. And you have to at least tick quite a lot of the boxes. And how people can turn around and say, oh, I've got it. You know, I've got it. I've read this book and yeah, I tick all it. Of course you can't. You're not a doctor. You know, you're not a psychiatrist. You're not a specialist. You know, you can't say you've got it. You might have post-traumatic stress disorder or something like that. You could have something totally different. So to turn around and say you've got AS and make channels to say I've got Asperger's syndrome. You see, there was a site once that was having a go at me, and it said I didn't have AS, but I've got the proof. I've got all the paperwork, and I can scan it, admit my name, but I can show you it. And basically, it's there. It's got Asperger's syndrome on it. I got the diagnosis in 2004. And however these people want it not to be, it is. But some people self-diagnose Aspies. I just don't see them as AS. I do feel that if they got a diagnosis and became AS, be pretty, that it would probably help them in the way that they'd be able to have an identity. But I don't see them as AS. Okay, that's just my rant for today. Take care, bye for now.